Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Myra Ansari here for Wave Now. There's a press conference going on in New Albany. It already started, but just wanted to jump in on it. It's a grand opening of the historic Main Street in New Albany. We're going to hear from Mayor Jeff Gahan and see the improvements that have been made and what's been going on there. Let's jump into this press conference. It's already underway.
Business, raise property values, and slow traffic and improve safety for many years to come. A couple folks I need to thank. I want to thank the Indiana Department of Transportation. Got some folks here from here. Let's hear from Indiana Department of Transportation. The Kentucky Regional Planning and Development Agency. Let's hear from those guys for planning and funding support. This project was paid 80%. 80% of the tab was picked up by the federal government. Our tab was 20%. Also want to thank Develop New Albany. They're here today. Let's hear from Develop New Albany. Yep, awesome. So in tourism. Let's hear for those guys. Thank you so much. They both played a major role in drawing visitors to our city when it was under construction. I also want to extend a big thank you to Clark Dietz for their civil engineering that took the city's vision and developed design for Market Street. It's here for Clark Dietz. You'll be hearing from those guys. Also, Luckin and Farley for their beautiful landscape. How about that? And HWC Engineering did a super job too. Let's hear from those guys. And finally, none of this would have been possible without skill and dedication of Mac Construction. They did a great job interfacing with all the folks along Main Street, keeping them posted, keeping us advised to what was going on. They just did a super job. So let's hear from Mac Construction. Thank you so much. So once again, thank you so much for being here today to celebrate this grand opening. This is just another example of how we're preserving our history and we're preparing for our future. Thanks so much. Back to Claire now.
Thank you, Mayor Gahan. We have a lineup of notable speakers who will shed light on some various aspects of the Main Street Improvements Project. Please join me in welcoming Teresa Baxter, Chair of Develop New Albany, our city's Main Street organization. Teresa is going to talk about the project's significance in building a strong Main Street in our downtown.
Good morning. It's a little cool. I'm a little shaky this morning, not because I'm nervous, because I am what I am. And if you know me, you know that. Our Main Street is so inviting. This transformation is just absolutely gorgeous. And it makes for a more inviting invitation for people to come in. When they come in, they feel like they could sit down, they could walk around, all the shops and stuff. We do a lot of events to bring people down, and every time people come down, they go, oh my gosh, I didn't realize you had this or you had this. So we're all in for getting more people down here to actually be able to see what we have to offer here. So we appreciate everybody coming. I'm always short and sweet. And, if you have any questions, anything we can help you all with the small businesses, please reach out to us. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Teresa. Next up, we have Dave Barksdale, our Floyd County historian. He's going to talk about the historical significance of our Main Street.
Thank you, Claire. And I want to give a special thanks to the mayor for his vision for this portion of Main Street. Without him, I know it couldn't have gotten done the way it was. But let me give you a little history on East Main Street. During New Albany's golden age, East Main Street was one of the most important streets in the city. Many of the wealthy businessmen and businesswomen had their wholesale and retail establishments along this corridor. At this time, New Albany was the largest and wealthiest city in the state of Indiana. And fortunately, most of those business houses and those buildings remain today. In addition to this section of Main Street, as you travel east, you begin to see the fabulous mansions that were home to many of these wholesale and retail giants. Thank you again, Mayor, for your vision of transforming this section of East Main Street into a safe and walkable thoroughfare where all can absorb the history that lies within the walls of these buildings that line the most important street in New Albany. Thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Dave. Next up, we have Wes Christmas with Clark Dietz Engineering.
Thank you, Claire. What a beautiful day, and I am really excited to be here to celebrate the opening of this portion of Main Street. I want to start with a couple thank yous. It's going to be some recurring names, I guess. Mayor touched on these key partners, but I also wanted to express my appreciation for their efforts. One, and first and foremost, thank you to the city of New Albany for the long-standing relationship that my firm and myself have been able to enjoy. That's over 23 years now. It's been a great relationship. Specifically, thank you to the mayor and this administration for the desire and the vision to invest in this revitalization project and to choose Clark Dietz to help bring that vision to reality. Our partners, Luckett and Farley, our landscape architect on the project, HWC provided construction oversight and observation, and the mayor mentioned Mac Construction. Appreciate the efforts and the diligence they showed in trying to minimize the disturbance that comes with a project of this magnitude. They did a great job. At Clark Dietz, our tagline is engineering and quality of life, and I can't think of a better project and stage that exemplifies that mission than Main Street in downtown New Albany. As a resident of Floyd County, as a resident of Floyd County for 17 years, I should know that by now, and having maintained an office in downtown New Albany for almost 12 years now, I have a personal and professional connection to this project in this city. I'm particularly appreciative of the public and private investment that has been put into our downtown, made throughout the community, and including this most recent revitalization effort on Main Street. To me, main streets and downtowns speak volumes about a city's character, its values, its identity, its history, and its culture. I think they also speak to the aspirations and the economic vitality and the entrepreneurial spirit and the sense of connection and pride that the residents have. All of these elements were taken into account as this project was developed, and I'm really proud of what this Main Street and this downtown says today. To me, it says it's the vibrant and dynamic heart of the city. It's where the past meets the future. It's where culture meets commerce. It's where we come together and connect. To me, it's now very inviting to residents and visitors alike to take a walk down Main Street, enjoy the shops and the restaurants that exist here, just to explore the history and the culture and the uniqueness that makes this city so special. A little more on the specific project. Things like this don't happen overnight. Many of us here can attest to that. But it's probably the planning and the work on this has been going on a lot longer than many of you even think. I know my firm became involved with this corridor back in 2012. There were people doing work prior to that. In 2012, we did a study to think about and help implement the vision of the administration for what Main Street could be. And we started with a New Albany Main Street Preservation Association plan. Took that information, met with many residents and business owners, and come up with a plan that really focused on some key design elements and goals to improve safety first and foremost. We had a pavement section here that was over 52 foot wide throughout the corridor, which really encouraged high vehicular speeds, obviously jeopardizing the safety of motorists and pedestrians. So you can see the elements in phase one, which was East 5th to Vincennes, the more residential section, elements that narrowed that pavement section in a different way than we've narrowed the pavement section here in downtown, or more commercial portion of the corridor, I should say. We also focused on improving the mobility, multimodal mobility, focusing on walkability and accessibility. So you see widened ADA compliant sidewalks and ramps throughout the corridor and lighting. We also focus on improving deteriorated infrastructure, aged infrastructure, not just what you see above ground, but there are new utilities below ground, new water mains, new storm sewers, new sewers. All of those things also replaced and upgraded throughout this corridor. And lastly, we wanted to create a corridor that enhanced and complemented the character that exists on Main Street. As has been mentioned before, this is a corridor that's lined with beautiful historic architecture and buildings, and we wanted to create a corridor that didn't take away from that, but did add to it. And I think we've successfully done that, and I think it's great. I couldn't be happier with the results, and thank to everyone who contributed, and thanks for letting us be a part of this journey.
Thank you, Wes. Next up, we have Matt Gallo from Luckett and Farley Architects, who will speak to the urban planning and landscape architecture design.
Good morning, everybody. It is wonderful to be here on this glorious day to celebrate the opening of this new streetscape. I first want to thank, like everybody else, the City of New Albany for having us involved, along with Mayor Gahan and his administration, and Clark Dietz for having us as part of their partners in this journey to create a new street and a vibrant asset to this community. We are thrilled to see the vision of what, as Wes said, 11 years ago, now is into reality today. Projects like this bring the community together from a planning standpoint and impact its residents on a daily occurrence. From the time that you come out of this building and drink a cup of coffee to just strolling along and actually able to safely navigate the roadway with cars driving beside you. As a designer, we try to stitch the past with the present. And in this case, we have selected materials that help bring continuity to the streetscape while providing a modern day feeling and stitching the old with the new. We are using materials such as wood and Corten steel that helps to help do that, along with providing a new contemporary layout that provides pedestrian feeling and pedestrian safety along the roadway. There's also unseen features like providing native landscape features, native plantings, along with providing bioretention systems that help clean the water before entering the Ohio River. We really appreciate community leaders such as this that put emphasis on providing pedestrian-friendly and pedestrian spaces within the community. As you can see, it is already becoming a new asset to the downtown area and welcomed by the community and all its residents and users. Luckett and Farley wants to celebrate the opening of this and thanks the City of New Albany to provide more joy to the users and community that it serves. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt. That concludes our speakers today. Once again, I want to thank you all for joining us for the grand opening of Main Street. We're going to take a short stroll to the corner of Pearl and Main, where the official ribbon cutting is going to take place. Wes Christmas with Clark Dietz is going to lead us that way, and he'll point out some of the technical aspects on the way there. So again, thank you all so much for being here. Please stay around for a while, take a walk, visit some local businesses, enjoy the rest of the day, and remember that Main Street is yours to explore. Thank you all so much.
Maybe we can get as soon as we're done with this, I'm gonna get you some good stuff. I said, I hope we can get it.
I do know. I know her very well. Yeah.
Well, the exposure was, it was dangerous.
Here.
There were several things.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It looked like it was going to be right here, but
I think she's straight across the street. Is that how we're doing this? Don't be that shot too much, right? I think we're actually guys, I mean, this, they're gonna, I gotta get like you guys.
yeah.
Yeah, one or the other.